I mean, I mean, like, first of all, I want to say something to you guys. Never have I ever been more proud of the internet for somehow not spoiling this for me. Never have I ever. That's never happened to me before, where there's been something this big that this many people knew about that didn't get ruined for me. I had zero idea. And you guys will know I had zero idea because tomorrow morning, my reaction to this for the Real Rejects will be put out. And you will see, never in the history of me watching television have I ever made so many wrong guesses about what was going to happen, which we will talk about during this. I've told you guys that what I'm going to try to do is I would like to be doing Sunday TV talk with you guys. Depends on how the show does. If I get streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer and super chats, then I will continue doing a Sunday TV show and a Wednesday life entertainment industry news show. If the shows don't do well, then I won't. So totally depends on what you guys like and how you guys feel about them. So if you want to support this show, which is our Sunday TV talk, which is basically whatever the biggest events in television that week are, I will be talking about. This one is coming right after the biggest TV event of the last several years. So I don't know if that's fair, but it seemed huge tonight. So let me know. But if there's other things you guys want to talk about, I'm planning on talking about the Daredevil finale. I'm planning on talking about the Yellowjackets finale because I finally just watched that. I want to talk about, I started the first episode of Mobland. And let me see, I'm checking my TV list. Abbott Elementary, Handmaid's Tale, Hacks, another new great episode. The Studio, an amazing episode. So yeah, you guys tell me. American Idol, which I'm absolutely living for. I want to know you guys' thoughts on that. Anyway, TV stuff in general. But of course, we are going to spend the majority of the time talking about The Last of Us because I have a legitimate question for you guys. Was this the biggest episode 2 of any season of television ever? Like, this was episode 2. This wasn't episode 1. This wasn't the finale. This wasn't the penultimate. This was episode 2. I've never seen an episode 2. And I had no idea it was even going to be a big episode. It wasn't like I was sitting here like, oh, okay, episode 2, here we go. Episode 1 was very chill. Episode 2 was this. I mean, episode 2 was this. And it didn't get spoiled for me. Okay, so we will talk about it. I haven't given any spoilers of exactly what happened yet because I wanted to just let you guys know the lay of the land. But when we do discuss it, which is not at this exact moment, but soon, I will give you guys a spoiler alert because we can't discuss the episode without doing spoilers. That is the whole thing. So in the meantime, just in case you don't want to be here for that, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let me know in the comments, in the Streamlabs, in the super chat, what television you want me to talk about on tonight's episode. Just for another little business up top. This week, I will be on Real Rejects all week long. I'm covering so much stuff for them right now, but specifically for The Last of Us, if you want to watch our reaction and review, you can watch the gamers version, which is with Greg, Aaron, and Andrew. tonight. It already dropped, or you can watch me, John, and Tara, who had no idea, tomorrow morning. Monday mornings we drop. Then I'm going to be here for Christian on his show on Tuesday. Then I'll do Wednesday with you guys on this channel. Then on Thursday, I'm looking at my calendar, and I was in the month of February, guys. Hysterical. I'm at Real Rejects. On Friday, I'm going to do another Only Stupid Answers. And then Sunday, hopefully again here, depending how things go. So that's where I am this week. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Let me know how you felt about this episode. I also want to say happy 420 to all of my 420 people. I sent a text to my family today. We're big 420 people, and I have yet to smoke today. And so very likely this will be a perfect time for me to do so. Also, happy Easter to those who celebrate. Passover has now ended. Easter has risen. And so I hope you had a beautiful Easter if that is your jam and that you ate all the chocolate in the world. And the eggs. Do you eat the eggs? Do you just hunt them? Do you hunt them and then eat them? How exactly does that work? Let me know. John Get Bent in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, sent in $4.20 and said, no message, just good vibes. John Get Bent, I see you, baby. I see you, 420 friendly. Love it, love it, love it. That's a fun thing to do for tonight's show. Thank you for the 420. Maybe every time somebody sends in a 420, I take a little hit. My first 420 hit of the day. After this, I'm going to make myself the dankest new meal that I've been making. My 420 hit. Oh, this is so good. I'm going to make myself the best meal that I've been making, which is this spicy cucumber avocado salmon salad with like this crunchy chili and crispy rice that I make in the oven with just the dopest sauce. So it'll be nice to be nice and Liddy City for that. Okay. Happy 420. Happy Easter. Happy to have you guys here. Happy The Last of Us episode 2. Crazy, absolutely batshit night. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Here we go. Let's jump into it. For those of you guys who do not want spoilers on The Last of Us season 2, episode 2, unfortunately, now's your time to exit. You can come back. Somebody in the comments will leave a time code on when we're done with The Last of Us. Also, when we are done with The Last of Us talk, if you're looking for a visual, I'm going to go like this. If you see me do this, that means you're welcome to come back and we'll talk about other things. But until then, we shall be talking about The Last of Us. The Last of Us on 420, a 420 friendly episode. Did we or did we not plan that in advance? These are the questions I need to know from the creators. While there are huge things that happened in this episode of The Last of Us, one of them is weed. And it's 420. Let's get lit, y'all. What an episode where we see where we grow in that weed. I was very excited about that. I was like, okay, let's go. But no, we just have to start where we have to start. We can't build up to it. This isn't one of those things where I'm going to be like, okay, we'll end with the big reveal, the big thing. No. We all are here for one reason and one reason only. And that is about to spoil. So again, don't be here. They killed Joel. They unalived Joel. Who knew? Who the fuck knew? And the answer is a lot of you. A lot of you knew. And y'all kept that to yourselves. Good on you. I have never been more wrong. Here's what happened. We're watching the episode, and I think this is why they did this, which was so smart. What I hear is that in the game, there was no attack on Jackson by the cordyceps. There was no major attack. And then that is something that HBO added for the TV show. Here's why it's so smart. They did that for TV audiences, TV viewers. If you are a TV viewer like me who watches 120 shows a year, then Here is how your brain works. As I'm watching this show, I'm doing the math and I'm thinking to myself, right now, outside of the wall is our main two characters, Ellie and Joel, is our newest character, Abby, who we know is our antagonist, and is Jesse, who seems like a big new character. So, what I was thinking in this moment was, oh no, someone inside the walls is going to die, and very likely that someone is going to be Tommy. If not, then maybe Maria, because you don't take all of your main characters out of one place unless you're planning on killing everyone in the walls. So I thought that that was super smart because as a TV fan, I was like, oh, I can't believe we're going to lose the people in the walls. That's so upsetting. Our people are safe out there, but the people in the walls, we might lose them all. Oh, sorry. And also outside of the walls was Dina. So I was like, okay, if Dina and Jesse and Ellie and Joel and Abby are all outside the walls, every character that we need for this season is safe. So that was brilliant of them to do that. Now, I also hear in the games that it's not actually Jesse that goes with Ellie, but that it's Tommy. And so I think that was a great adjustment by them here for the TV show as well, because if it had been Tommy outside, I wouldn't have been as worried about anybody on the inside of the walls. But because Tommy was on the inside of the walls, I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, the stakes are really high because I don't want to lose Tommy. And I care a lot about Tommy and Maria. I just didn't think that they were as important to the story as Ellie, Joel, Abby, Dina, who were all outside. So for so many reasons, I think this was just such smart choices by the showrunners, by HBO, by everybody involved with the writing of this, because if they had just stuck with what we saw, what you guys saw when you played the video games, I don't think that I would have been as at ease with where our main characters were, or as misdirected and worried about the wrong people. Just really, really brilliant, brilliant work. Let me set some rules for the chat right now because I haven't looked in there and I want to be able to, but I just want to say this. No spoilers for this show. Anything that happens in the game after episode 2, I do not want to know. Somehow I've managed to make that work. If you guys spoil something for shows, you get eliminated from the channel forever. So no spoilers about anything for the future of The Last of Us. If you want to talk about game comparisons up to this point that are only relevant to anything prior to this up to this point, cool. Go ahead and do that. But nothing that could possibly spoil any potential future plot lines. Hopefully that makes sense, because we don't want to spoil it for anybody like me who didn't play the games that this is all completely new for. So anyway, I'm just a really big fan of the changes they made. I thought that was really smart. It made me so much more invested and so much more surprised when what actually ends up happening is that we end up getting Joel back to where Abby was. And the way that that happened was also so brilliant. It didn't feel like this weird, crazy twist that he ended up with her. We know she's gotten there. We know she's out in this storm. We know he's out in this storm. We know who Joel is at his core. We know if he sees a young woman, he's going to try to save her. That's exactly what mother effing happens. And because of that, he loses his life, which is exactly how you would expect Joel to go out if he was going to go out. Did I ever expect Joel to go out? Absolutely not. To the point where when you guys watch my Real Rejects reaction, after he gets in the neck, I still am sitting there like, because I'm positive he's not unalived. I am positive in that moment that he's still okay, because I was delulu watching this. Like, As he's getting the living crap kicked out of him, I'm like, it's fine. He's going to heal. Gets shot in the knee. I was like, honestly, it's going to be okay. It's Joel, so it will be okay. Ellie breaks in. I'm like, she's obviously going to get him out of this. It's Ellie and Joel. She just told us earlier in the episode. It's Joel and Ellie. Ellie and Joel. 100%. Perfect. Makes sense. She's going to get him. She doesn't get him. She sees a little finger moving. I was like, he's still here. They're going to leave. And then he's going to be able to, she's going to resuscitate him. It's fine. Gets in the neck. And I'm like, wow, that one probably is going to mess up his vocal cords. For sure, it's going to be harder for him to talk, but I still hear him breathing and wheezing. So I know for sure when they leave, we're going to start to heal. The healing process is going to start. We get to the scene where Jesse, Dina, and Ellie are all riding back. They're all on their horse. And I'm like, yeah, see, they don't have Joel with them because they're like, he's going to heal there and then he's going to come back to them. No worries. They're on their horses. Joel's still there. They don't know that Joel's going to make it, but I know Joel's going to make it. And then we see the bag being driven behind, being dragged by the horses. And I was like, no, that's a different body because we don't see his face in that. Somebody else is in there. They're dragging somebody else, right? Like, I literally have never been in denial to the extent that I was in denial watching this episode, to the point where we finished filming and John and Tara were like, it sucks that we lost him. And I was like, I don't think we did. Truly delusional. Truly delusional. I have never in my life been so sure, like, obvious. This is not a Ned Stark moment because he is the entire show. Like, he was the entire show. I was just sitting there thinking, wow, how's he going to recover this? But it's going to be a crazy journey, but okay. Like, anything it took to justify him living is what I was telling myself. And then when they told me, no, he's gone, John said to me that people rage quit this video game when this happened. And I want to say I'd be better than that and trust the artists to tell their story. I don't think that I would. I think I might have quit too. Because here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I will never watch or like this show again. It's going to be horrible from here on out. I'll never like the show. I bet it's probably still awesome, and I bet I end up liking it. But as of this moment, my truth, I'm just going to tell you guys my truth. I think this was the wrong choice. Story-wise, I think this was a bad choice. I think the choice to kill Joel is not good storytelling. And as of today, I think they made a bad, wrong choice. I'd be so excited for them to prove me wrong, but I love this show because of the dynamic between Ellie and Joel. There will never be another dynamic like that. Not even Tommy and Ellie can have that dynamic. And I think this was a bad choice. Like, it wasn't like the Ned Stark one where you're like, oh my God, this is a shocking choice, but this is going to make for such interesting television. Or the Red Wedding episode where you're like, oh, but oh my God, where does it go from here? When he died in this, I felt like, I don't think this story is going to be as good anymore. I'm not as interested in this show anymore. And that's how I felt. Now, as somebody who has lost many people in my life, and you guys know one that happened this month, I think that does happen in life where you lose somebody unexpectedly or expectedly, and your life is worse for it. And the story completely changes. And so I do think that there's interesting things they can do with this. There's interesting storytelling things that they can do with this. And we don't always get a perfect life. Not that Ellie or Joel had one to this point, but we don't always get what we want. And sometimes we lose people and it sucks to lose them. But that's not the story that I was actually interested in this show telling. I was interested in the dynamic of these two navigating, them knowing that Ellie could be the cure and Joel being unwilling to lose her. So, not to be a bitch, but this done pissed me off. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have been allowed to do this. It's your story. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to end up loving it and one day saying, no, that was the right choice. Just as of today, I'm pissed. I don't like this decision. I don't feel excited about the show. I feel bummed and sad. So I'm really grateful that we had all of season 1 with the two of them. But in this episode, we get that epic monologue. This season, in first episode, we don't see them communicate. We see them in an absolute dispute. We know it's about what happened 5 years ago. And so we don't even get that fun dynamic. And then he's gone. And I started thinking about what their last interaction is. At least the last interaction that we saw was that him playing the guitar all sad boy on the porch and her just walking on by. And then there's that moment with Seth where he fights Seth and Ellie's like, I don't need you to step in and fight my battles. This poor motherfucking girl, if that's her last interaction with him. And that also happens in life, where sometimes you get to pick your last words with somebody. Luckily for me, that has been the case, because not being able to do that and having your last moments with somebody be a blowout like that would fucking suck. You would replay that in your head every day of your life. And it does happen. But I'm just like so saddened and frustrated. And that's how I feel. Let me see how you guys are feeling. Streamlabs in, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in as well. For those of you guys who don't know, I love that you want to super chat in. Thank you so much. YouTube does take 50% of your super chat. So if you go over Streamlabs, the creator gets more of the money. So if you can, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. If not, super chat is still great. Let's go over to the Streamlabs and let's see what's going on over there. Give me your thoughts on this episode of The Last of Us. We will get into some of the other story that was told in this episode, including what happened in Jackson. But I just couldn't start there. You guys know, you have to start at the elephant in the room, because it's just too big to avoid or ignore. All right, in the super chat, we've got Hazy Chestnuts, who says, us gamers thought the same when it happened. It was a bad choice. You are meant to hate it. But the more you play, and by the end of the game, you will understand it's a wild ride, 11 out of 10 story. Interesting. Okay, so you guys were where I was, which is like not just thinking that's sad, but thinking that's wrong, that you shouldn't have done that. That's interesting. I hope I feel what you feel by the end. And maybe I will, and that would be awesome. I hope so. Crystal DW fan in the house. Crystal DW fan in the house. Crystal, where you been? So happy to have you here. Hey, Roxy, I finally made it to a live stream you're on. Yeah. Hope you and Grammy and the rest of the family are well. Thank you. Sorry, keep missing your shows. Love the Sunday and Wednesday shows. Sending you the best vibes. Thank you so much, Crystal. Really appreciate that. I spent a while with Grammy today. She's been sad the last couple of days, but tomorrow I'm going to try to take her out to lunch before I go over to Real Rejects to film. So fingers mother freaking crossed, y'all, that tomorrow is a brighter day. She's doing such a great job. I'm so proud of her. But she's married to my grandfather they've been together for 80 years. So obviously life is just very, very challenging right now. So thank you. I appreciate the love, Crystal, and the rest of you guys. Thank you. Streamlabs in, super chat in. Okay, so that's how I'm feeling as of now. Again, I'm not emboldened enough to sit here and tell you guys I had the right answer. Like, they should have done what I would have done as a creator. I wouldn't have made this choice as a creator. It's very possible that they're significantly better creators than I am. So I am in some ways intrigued to like know why someone like Hazy Chestnuts is saying by the end it's 11 out of 10. I'm also not intrigued because I don't want to live this show without Joel. I also think, and this is just complete speculation, Pedro Pascal has been doing so much press for this show that I have to assume he's in more episodes. And so the only way he could be in more episodes, unless he comes back to life, which I'm still holding out hope for, but other than that, is that he is in flashbacks. And so we had 5 years of this show that we didn't see. So that's a lot of time to see these flashbacks. So I would like to see Pedro on my screen as often as possible. And I'm hoping for that. And maybe that would kind of fill the void. As you guys, anybody who's lost somebody close to them knows, when somebody is gone, there's this hole. And then slowly over time, that hole, the only thing it can get filled with is memories. And it never feels whole. The hole doesn't feel whole again, but it starts to feel a little more whole with, how many times can she say whole, as memories come in. So I'm guessing if he really is gone, which I still just can't, that Ellie's gonna probably have these flashbacks and start to feel him living through her. You know, you're never gone as long as you're remembered, is what people say. So it's either that, or we could get some batshit stuff where she is envisioning him like the angel or devil on her shoulder, or, you know, she's talking to him as if he's still here, but he's up there. We could get some stuff like that. We've gotten that on a lot of different apocalypse type shows before. So those are my thoughts and guesses on where this could possibly be going. Other than the Joel situation, there was actually some big stuff going down this episode in general, including the fact that it felt like we almost lost Tommy. That flamethrower situation was real dank. I love him and Maria. I think that they're a very cool couple. And the only thing that I feel good about after losing Joel, I don't think good about is the right term, but the only thing I feel okay about is that I liked watching in episode 1 the little Tommy and Ellie interaction. And I do hope that Tommy and Ellie get close bond over the passing of Joel. When you lose somebody, it either brings you closer to their people or more distant. So I think we'll see one of the two. Either Ellie and Tommy will really bond over Joel, or they'll be at odds. I think it will be bond because we need that kind of relationship in her life. I'm liking a lot of these characters in general. I really like that Ellie and Jesse interaction at the door, where you think it's going to be a big deal that Ellie and Dina kissed and that Jesse is going to blow it way out of proportion, or not blow it out of proportion, but be pissed. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. Sick. Like, also, I love Jesse. He's so cute. And I am totally obsessed with him. But I'm a big lover of love, shipper ships. So anything that has to do with the romantic angle on this show, I'm excited about. I do, of course, want Ellie and Dina. I think that they would be so cute, but I also love Jesse. So just doing a good job with the new characters. Obviously, the only new character that I hate is Abby. And it seems even like Abby's friends kind of can't stand Abby in this episode. And Caitlin Dever's doing an amazing job. I'm supposed to hate Abby. But I thought that was interesting too. Like when Abby's friends, they were like, oh, what are you going to try to convince her to do? And they were like, try to convince her to leave. This is a death wish. And then ends up the luckiest thing she ever did was go down that avalanche of the cordyceps. That was crazy scene too, watching her go. But it seems like her friends don't want her to do what she's doing and aren't down with what she is doing. But they still let her do what she's doing. Maybe it's because they're afraid if they really try to stop her that she'll turn on them. Maybe it's because they do support her. It's just hard for them to see. Yeah, but they wanted to try to convince Abby to turn around. And I get why. She is unhinged. And now we're about to get an unhinged Ellie. The cycle continues. Joel kills Abby's dad. Abby comes after Joel. Joel's surrogate daughter comes after Abby. I'm sure whatever Abby's friends would come after whoever. It's just like, where does this actually stop? Is it possible that it would? Crystal DW fan in the super chat says, yeah, keep missing the show. Sadly, been traveling a lot and also moving, working on my book. So life is kind of crazy now. Been watching the replays. Oh, thank you for doing that. What is your book about? Have you told us this? Is it a Doctor Who thing? Let us know. I'm sad that I don't watch Doctor Who. I know that's what people are talking about so far. This in TV land right now. Mike Joyce in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider, just sending support. You already answered 2 of the questions I had for you about The Last of Us. I'm curious, Mike, what were they? Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. Thank you. Continue sending the Streamlabs and the super chats. My friends, I talked a little bit about the weed, but I like the sets on this show a lot. Like, for an apocalypse show, they do a lot of really cool, like, just locations. I like the way that they've made Jackson up. I think that the lodge looked really cool. The vast snow outdoors looks unbelievable with the cordyceps coming out. That looked incredible. This little weed haven, sick. They're doing the location scout crushes this. Oh, Seth. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have even thought it. That's an apology, baby. That's an apology. We need to hope that people can grow and learn. That's an apology. Better than nothing. Shouldn't have said it. What's more important than not saying it? I shouldn't have even thought it. That's the point, though. It's not that you said it out loud. It's that that's how you felt. Shouldn't have said it. Shouldn't have even thought it. Add that to your repertoire. Shouldn't have even thought it. Yeah, what did you guys think about the Jackson battle? Maria's a gangster. Tommy's a gangster. How do you rebuild after this, especially without Joel? And I'm guessing without Ellie, because there's no mother effing way Ellie looking, I'm gonna kill you all. What do we think? She's gonna just go home and be like, yeah, let me just rebuild for a long time. Doubt it. That girl is gonna be. You think she's like, yeah, I'm just now like Susie Homemaker. Let me just rebuild. I've never been more positive about anything in my life, and I was positive Joel's going to live, so who knows, I could be wrong, but girl's out for blood. As out for blood Abby was, is as out for blood Ellie's going to be. It'll be interesting to see what Dina does. Curious about her, because obviously she was there, but KO'd. Be interesting to see what Jesse does, and it'll be interesting to see what Tommy does. This is Tommy's brother. How ride or die are you? Emphasis on the die part. YouTube probably doesn't like that, but it's about a show, so let me have it. What are your thoughts? Imagine if Ellie had just been able to go out with Joel that day. It's a tough one. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Send them in. Send in them super chats. Thank you so much to Crystal DW fan, to Hazy Chestnuts, to John Get Bent, to Mike Joyce. Happy 420 to all, and to all a happy 420. Merry Easter. And let's continue to talk TV. That was The Last of Us. Until you guys have more questions in the Streamlabs or super chat about that, I'm going to talk a little bit about Daredevil. What are your thoughts on Daredevil's finale? Daredevil had a finale. The last 2 episodes were the people that they brought back in from the OG Daredevil to work on this. And everybody seems to think that was the right choice because people loved episode 8 and 9. I think that one thing that Daredevil did was get people really, really excited about the next season of Daredevil. It shouldn't take a whole season to get people excited about the next season, but that seems like to be what happened. I actually really liked this season, but most people that I talk to are like, I'm ready for next season. I think that's interesting. I think that people really like this episode a lot because of Punisher and because of, oh, by the way, for the Last of Us things, I told you guys I would do this. I think people liked that because of all the characters that were majorly involved in this episode, which was fun to see. I have this bone to pick. I talked about this on Only Stupid Answers, but you guys might not be in line with me. You might think this is crazy. I don't know if anybody feels the same way that I do. I love Karen and Frank together. And I feel like this show mother effing teases me all the damn time because y'all are going to have Matt hear Karen and Frank's heartbeats go up, but then you're still going to hope that I'm rooting for Karen and Matt, which I'm not at this point. I like Karen and Frank. I think their chemistry is off the charts. Chef's kiss. Matt out here with this girl, that girl, this girl. His horrible taste. His girlfriend for this entire season sucked. At the end of it, she's just like, I'm going to be whatever lackey to Wilson Fisk. You're an idiot. Your man told you over and over again that he sucks. You didn't trust him for some reason. Even after he takes a bullet for him, you still don't trust him that he's a good guy. And this other guy, Wilson Fisk, is a POS. Why don't you believe him? It's so annoying. Bring back Elektra, give that relationship a shot, and let Karen go be with Frank. And I know that some people don't like that because Frank's a lone wolf, and that's the whole thing about Punisher, but he would literally do anything for her, clearly. And that's the relationship I want to see. I don't care about her being with Matt. And then they're flirting, and I'm like, am I supposed to be into this? Because I'm not. I'm just not. Let's go to the Streamlabs. Let's go to the Super Chat. We're talking Daredevil, but we're also talking any TV you want at this point. Andrew Thomas says, Happy Easter, Roxy. Looking so sexy, the most beautiful eyes. Ooh, thank you, crazy eyes. I thought that Daredevil Born Again season finale was really good. I liked it a lot, too. Even though I want Punisher and Karen. Crystal DW fan says, first book is about Norse mythology. Wow. And second book is about the indigenous people who were here before European exploration. So not Doctor Who related. So very Doctor Who related. That's really cool. Wow. Are you self-publishing? What are you doing with these books? Let us know. Hell yeah. Crystal keeps the show alive. Puts the show on her back, y'all. Thank you for being here, my dear, my dear. I was going to say in the Streamlabs, but we don't have any more Streamlabs. So, and I almost just snotted all over everybody, but I didn't. I sucked it all up. Doctor Who, Norse mythology, very similar. I thought that the Daredevil finale ended in a good way that, again, made us excited about the next season. I want more Punisher on my screen, so I'm excited for that Punisher special that we're going to be getting. That's cool. And all things considered, I think because they had so many creative mix-ups on this show, I thought that this turned out pretty well. My favorite episode of Daredevil this season is still the bank one. I thought the bank episode was phenomenal. I loved that episode. So I also like Matt's explanation in this one. It's exactly what I hoped it was. Like, why did you take a bullet for him? And he said, that's a good question. Good dudes be doing good dude stuff. And that's the thing. If you're a good dude, you're going to do the right thing because you're a good dude. And I'm not saying that even saving him was the right thing, but it's a good guy thing to do. So he does good guy stuff. Punisher doesn't always be doing good guy stuff, as we see with their dynamic back and forth. I'm going to off him. No, don't do that. But Daredevil, Matt, the point of Matt, a lawyer, law, justice. He be doing good guy stuff. So that. All right. Okay, Yellowjackets. Does anybody show people in the chat with a yes or no? Do you watch Yellowjackets? Did you check out that finale? I feel like for some reason a lot of people fell off the season. I do think it might be because the first half of the season was pretty slow, especially when we're in any of the flashbacks. It was just taking so long, so long. But you guys all told me, anybody who watched it told me that it gets quicker and it gets better towards the end of the season. And I agree with you guys. After watching the finale finally this week, I was like, oh, this is why I love this show. It does do some crazy batshit stuff. Okay, I'm getting some no's in the chat. No, 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 no. All right, y'all. If you don't watch it, then I can't help you. I thought the finale was really strong. I'm very looking forward to the next season. I thought the Lottie stuff was a little like the way that it was shot. I was like, is this a dream sequence? Where are we in this hallway? But in general, cool twist. And I liked it a lot. RQMDSMD in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStride with that big support. Thank you, RQMDSMD. I need it. And if I'm going to continue doing the TV show on Sundays, this is exactly what I need. So keep on sending through to y'all. Thank you. RQMDSMD says, just sending some support. Try to keep you on twice a week. LOL. I know. That's what I want too. But let's see if we can grow the show. Let's see how we do if I'm talking more TV. And if you guys write in the comments afterwards what shows you're watching that week, we can try to really build up to talking about all the stuff that we're watching. And I can tell you guys what's on my radar so you can watch them and then we can talk about them next week as well. Of course, I'm going to be watching The Last of Us for next week. I also am planning on finishing or at least watching more of Mobland. I think there's been 4 or 5 episodes that are out so far. I just watched the first one. That was good. Really big star power. I was a little confused because people who've been liking Mobland have been saying it like it's a guilty pleasure and it's a legitimately good show. So that kind of confused me. It's a good show straight up. So at least the first episode. And I will let you guys know about the rest of that. Hacks. Hacks is definitely a show that I'm going to continue to cover here. I think it's one of the best comedies that's on. Another great episode this week. I loved this. We went to Vegas this episode. What happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas, though. And this was hysterical and felt very realistic. Can't wait to cover Andor every week with you guys. So definitely we'll be talking about that. All the nerd stuff, this you guys know. And The Studio is something I'm also watching every week. I thought this was another really good episode. Seth is holding it down, man. But the Ike Barinholtz and I don't know the other girl that's the breakout star of the show right now, who is the one actress that we didn't know going into it. I've been watching interviews with her. She is such an interesting cat. She does Rubik's Cubes. She's like very quirky. I like her a lot. In this episode, the two of their beef was so cool, so funny. I say cool because I watched some behind the scenes stuff and you see how they've shot the burrito scene. And it's the cameraman is just crushing it. Like whip him. Like he's just so on top of it. I just like the way that this is shot. It feels very reminiscent of my life in the biggest movie moments. Yeah, I'm definitely into that. So we'll be talking about that every week too. I finished Reacher. I hadn't finished it, and that is older, or last month. That show's so stupid fun. I love watching Reacher. I like just kind of action, no nonsense, give it to me straight. One thing I will say, which I really try not to do this too often because I know every actor is doing their absolute best. And if you're cast, all you can do is do the absolute best job that you can do. And so it's not, I don't mean this like I don't think that the actress is good. I actually think she's extremely good. But the main actress this season, the main girl, what is her name? Let me look. She is Sonia Cassidy. She's Scottish. She has a Boston accent in this show. And I find it to be unbearable. Her accent in the show is, her performance is good. Her accent is really good. I can tell. I mean, she's a good actress. Her accent is so off. It sounds nothing like a Bostonian accent. As somebody from Boston, it's as bad, if not worse, than Blake Lively in The Town. So that's the one bummer thing. And I don't like to shred other performances because, she's doing her best and she's a good performer. And if they told her to do a Boston accent, I'm sure she's doing everything she can. But whoa, I was like, how did that? And then they have other people on the show who have Boston accents and they're nailing it. So by comparison, it's just like, well, what happened here? Crystal, DW fan, says self-publishing on Amazon, easier that way. Cool. That's awesome. Looking forward to Daredevil season 2. So is that what we're calling that? Daredevil season 2? Because obviously it feels like more than that, but it's Daredevil Born Again season 2. I don't know. Also, Doctor Who was great this week too. I'm looking forward to Big Brother when it comes out this summer. Yeah, I definitely will be talking about that show when it comes out because my sister and I are completely obsessed with Big Brother. Love, love, love it. What else is on my list right now of things that I really want to watch? I was going to watch Survival of the Thickest again because I watched season 1, but I liked it, but I wasn't obsessed with it. And I don't know that I want to start it. I think You is coming back out. And if it is, I definitely want to watch that. I think it might be the final season. And I think it's dropping this week. So that will definitely be one for me. The number one show on Netflix right now is called Ransom Canyon. And I love Megha Kelly. Has anybody seen this? Is it worth watching? Let me know. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I'm not going to be here that much longer. So get in any last minute questions, comments, concerns. Shout out to Crystal DW fan, Hazy Chestnuts, Andrew Thomas, Sexy Andrew, and to RQMDSMD and John Get Ben and Mike Joyce for being our Streamlabsers and super chatters of the show so far. You guys are the reason I'm able to be here on Sundays. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so those are the ones. Anybody? Ransom Canyon. Every time I want to say Handsome Ransom because of the super chatter that chats in on Christian show. And I think that's pretty much all I'm watching right now, other than things like Shark Tank, which I love. Loved the finale of The Pit. Did I talk to you guys about that last week? The finale was so good. So good. And also, there was a new, I love watching stand-up. Tim Dillon just had a comedy special drop that I want to watch. And I still haven't watched Chelsea Handler's newest one, which is The Feeling. So I'll probably watch both those by next week if I had to guess. That would be my theory. Is everybody finished with Black Mirror? I did a whole Black Mirror breakdown on last episode, but it was so soon after they dropped. I know a lot of you guys haven't watched all of them yet. So let me know. And then under that, we're going to get out of here unless you guys have other things. So Streamlabs in, Super Chat in, or I will see you guys on Tuesday for Christian, on Wednesday here, all over Real Rejects, Monday morning for The Last of Us. If you want to watch me really be like, no, this isn't happening. No, it's just definitely not real. Check that out. And Friday, only Stupid Answers. Wow, I'm all over the place right now. She's a little tired. I came back once I got back from London and then I got the flu and then Popo passed. I'd taken off a lot of hosting gigs. So now I'm like working double, triple time or aware. Oh, I didn't watch WrestleMania. My brother was just called me about it and said it was freaking awesome. I haven't been watching wrestling since it's been on Netflix, which is crazy because it's so much more accessible now, but it's just time consuming. And when my goal is 120 shows a year, and wrestling's so long. But then again, when Big Brother's on, I watch 5 episodes a week. So, really can't make up any excuses. The Pit comes back beginning of next year, and in showtime, it'll be July 4th. So January of next year. Looking forward to that majorly. All right, guys, I'm going to make this food that I said I'm looking forward to the most. My cucumber, avocado, crispy rice, salmon salad. Thank you for those of you guys who joined me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. And let me know in the comments what you're watching. We can chit chat about it before next week so I can figure out what shows you guys want me to be covering. Until then, stay safe, stay sane, put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those flumes. Don't trend with the Holocaust. Even now that Passover is done, still don't. Justice for all of the people who have lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice, wherever you're on the rainbow, we love you. We stand with the women of Iran, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. Golden sparkles for the Zen one himself. Happy Easter. Merry 420. Oh, RQMDSMD in the chat, in the Streamlabs again, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, keeping it going. He said, sending some more support. Thank you, RQMDSMD. I need it. I love it. I want some more of it. Eating good in the neighborhood. Wait, did you read my last Streamlabs I sent about Daredevil season 2? Oh no, I didn't see this. Thank you, Mike, for calling me out. I'm glad the new creative team is in charge now. I like the episodes they weren't involved with, but the episodes they had a hand in were fantastic. And the best episodes of the season, seeing all their stuff for filming for season 2 makes me even more excited. Yeah, I think that I think, Mike, that's the very like classic response right now. That people are just super duper excited for what they're about to do, and that this got people excited for that, which is, I guess, bodes well for the future of the show. So I think that's a very fair point. RQMDSMD. Oh, John Get Ben also sent in, I love your rants, and the last and Live at the Roxy is so welcome back. I don't know if you listen to radio drama, but I think you might like the Elmwood strain. It's only like 6 episodes, tell a full story, and gets out available on most audio platforms. I've never listened to anything like that. Should I? What is the Elmwood strain about? Is it a weed thing? Strain? I could be way off on that. I could be way off. I'm scared I'm way off. Am I way off? Let me know. I hear strain. I think 420. All right, my dears. I will see you next time. Until then, have a great week and much love. Don't get bit by a cordyceps or go into a cabin with somebody that you don't know and think you can trust, because you can't. Okay, later.